Languages are your best defense against brain rot. Hi, I'm Louisa. I'm a language coach and a translator, and I've recently been weaning myself off from a pretty bad mobile addiction, and I'm going to share 4 practices that I've been using to boost my language fluency in 3 rusty languages that I used to speak and that now I'm very rusty in. And I want to inspire you to make changes like I have in a gentle way that help us live our best lives, fighting the brain rot and boosting our fluency in our foreign languages. Because it's a really well-known fact that switching to a foreign language multiple times a day or on a regular basis is brilliant for brain health. It can protect us against all sorts of cognitive decline as we get older, and I'm up for that. So if you are too, then keep watching, and I'm going to share the 4 practices that I'm doing. Now I've weaned myself off my mobile quite a lot, and I'm also going to share the benefits that I've seen from the last 6 weeks of drastically reducing my screen time, because I hope to inspire you to do the same. And I know it's hard because I've been wanting to do this for years and years. So about 6 weeks ago, I burnt out a little bit, or a lot, because I had a lot of work on, and my addiction to my screens was not helping me use my time well. It's not helping me rest my brain between translations that I was doing a lot of at the time. And so I burnt out. I wish I could tell you that I made this really brave decision and I was super self-disciplined and made the change myself. But actually the change came a little bit more drastically and out of my hands. So I was chatting to my husband at this time when I was feeling really burnt out and stressed. And I said, I really need to drastically reduce my screen time. And he's heard that a few times before, more than a few times. And he grabbed my mobile and and put on a pin, to access it, and a blocker. So I only had half an hour a day of screen use. Now this is pretty drastic. I was like, but I need it for meditation, and I need it for if I can't sleep at night, I have to listen to a relaxation. And all these, scary thoughts came into my head. How am I going to cope without my mobile? But I was like, actually, I'm up for this. This is like, I've tried the gentle way. I've tried it other ways, before, trying to monitor my screen time and stuff. And I needed something more drastic. So this was cool. My husband's amazing. He helped me in so many ways, and I'll tell you another of the things that he helped me with, which is the 4th practice that I'm going to share with you. So 6 weeks in, I'm sleeping so much better. I'm way less stressed than I was before. I'm not having the same problems getting back to sleep that I used to have. And my mind is so much quieter. And these are things that I wanted for so long, and it's made such a difference to my life. And I've also got a ton of time back, because I was wasting a lot of time, particularly on YouTube, trying to learn everything that you can about YouTube and about growing a business and about making better videos. And, I could justify all this, yes, because this is me growing my side hustle, learning a new skill. But actually, there comes a point where you need to stop all the learning and actually do the thing that you're learning about. I've learned so much more by making rubbish videos than I have by watching amazing videos on how to make good videos. Here are the 4 ways that I've been practicing my rusty languages without the use of my mobile phone, helping me boost my brain health and my happiness and reduce my stress levels. So the first thing I've been doing is reading a lot in French, mostly. I read a couple of books in the last few months. And the first one wasn't brilliant, but I really recommend that you choose the type of book that you love to read. So don't just pick up a book that you think you should read, or that, you know, is a good language book. Unless you're beginner level or lower intermediate, yeah, it's likely that you'll need a simplified reader first of all. But the great thing about reading is it changes your inner voice to your target language. Sorry, the great thing about reading in a foreign language is that it changes your inner voice to that target language. Like, I'm pretty rusty in French, but immediately the first night or so that I was reading, I'd read every night a little bit of this French book, and I'd turn to my husband, who I normally speak to in Spanish, and I'd say something in French, and it made me laugh because we've been, you know, together 20 years or so, and you know, I don't speak French to my husband. That's just not what I do. But like, your automatic responses change quite quickly when you're immersed in a book every evening, you know, or every morning, or whenever you get a chance to read. It's such a good way to change your inner voice to your target language. It's one of the best fluency boosting practices, I would say. Another way to change your inner voice to your target language is to simply talk to yourself in that language as you go about your day, or talk to yourself in the mirror when you go to the loo, clean your teeth. The more you do this, the less embarrassed you are about speaking your target language. And as you're the only... Ooh, did I just eat a fly? Hope not. And as you're the audience, you get to be really, really kind to yourself and not mind if it's not perfect, because it won't be perfect at first, especially if we're early beginners, or we're you know, in the early stages of our learning and we haven't had this practice before and we haven't spoken much before. This is another really good practice that I recommend people do right from the beginning of learning a new language. Even when you only know a few words, say those few words to yourself every now and again as you go about your day, and they will become more and more part of your inner vocab, the way you express yourself, and before you know it, you've got another language to your toolkit. So that's the second one. Another practice, this is one I've started quite recently. The third practice is journaling. Journal in your target language, even if you think you can't. By the way, we all think we can't at first. So I started this quite recently when I was in a focus session of a group that I'm in. Actually, it's Leo Babauta's Fearless Living Academy. And there's lots of online sessions that you can join for half an hour, and you do the thing that you say you're going to do. You focus on that thing. So I focused on journaling in French. I've done it in French, also in Japanese. My Japanese is super rusty. It's probably my rustiest language, even though when I first moved to Spain about 26 years ago, it was my best language, because I've lived in lots of different places abroad, and that was my most recent time abroad. I'd been 3 years in Japan, and I was mega motivated to study, and I did my Japanese language proficiency tests to level 2 in those days, in the 90s, and which is a fairly decent level. And you know, 20 years had gone by, and I knew that I'd forgotten a lot of the especially the kanji, the Chinese characters that they use in Japanese, but also even the occasional symbol from the hiragana and katakana, which are the phonetic scripts, I couldn't quite remember. So that first day I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to express myself in Japanese writing, no way. But because I had this container, this like 30 minutes to dedicate to my focus, I decided to give it a go. And I went from, I can't do this, to, wow, I can do this and it's fun, in 30 minutes. And then I just got into the habit of writing every day, journaling every day for a while there in Japanese. and it got so much easier. I remembered all my hiragana and katakana and quite a lot more of my kanji, and it felt so good. It felt so good to get this forgotten language back. So I really recommend journaling, even if you think it's impossible and you can't do it. Just find the words you do know. No one's judging you. It's all about self-compassion. The kinder we are to ourselves when we learn a foreign language, the easier it will flow and the faster we'll get fluent. Okay, and the final one. Oh yeah, and this is the one, the final practice, and this, oops, I'm wobbling all over the place with the camera. Final practice, and this is the one that my husband helped me with on the day that he put the pin and the time blocker on my mobile. He found in a drawer this little beauty, an MP3 player from the 1990s. No, it was probably early 2000s. And he helped me download a load of meditations and a load of hypnosis tracks that I'd bought previously. Some were in English, some were in Spanish. And so I had these because that was my main thought when I was, when he first blocked my mobile. I was like terrified that I wouldn't be able to sleep and I wouldn't be able to cope without my mobile, because I use it so much for hypnosis and for meditation and for kind of generally staying calm and changing my inner state to calm instead of stress head. So that's the fourth one, and that's a brilliant one for making the transition from way too much mobile use to really cutting it down. Obviously it's a little bit of a cheat because you're still listening to something. It's not like absolute silence in your head, but it's such a good middle way if you think you can't go cold turkey, which I'm pretty sure I would not have been able to do. But by the way, the whole not being able to access my mobile more than 30 minutes a day made me really choose those 30 minutes well. So I love yoga, and I would do a 30-minute yoga practice in the morning. That's another thing that you could do in your target language. But this is all about not using your mobile, so scrap that one. Anyway, it made me really clear on the fact that I had only 30 minutes and I had to use it for things that were good for me and things that I really want in my life. So there you have it. There are 4 ways that you can boost your brain health, boost your language fluency, and maybe get back your time, your well-being, your calm, your inner calm, and your headspace. So, hola. So let me know if this resonated with you today. Leave me a comment. Let me know which of these practices you're going to try. I'm rooting for you. You've got this.